Guys, I didn't get to see your faces when I read Turd Sandwich, which I really, so evocative. I mean, Eugene, your colleague at Politico writes, quote, while conservatives likely can't kill the agreement on their own, they can make McCarthy's life miserable depending on how far they take their displeasure. Talk me through what this could look like.
Exactly. At this point, you have kind of Republicans all over the place, all over the map. And on the political spectrum, too, right, you have Jim Jordan, one of the most far-right folks in the Republican Party, being all on board. And then you have, like you said, Chip Roy calling it a turd sandwich. And I did make a weird face when you said that, because that is a strange term. But, you know, I think like what Kevin McCarthy has to always be aware of, and what he is always paying attention to, is that one person it takes to vacate the seat, right? And that is something that he's always thinking about and talking about. But Eugene,
I just don't want to gloss over this, because I think that not everyone knows what that means. I mean, we're talking about his losing his speakership at the behest of a single member of Congress.
Exactly. And that was part of the agreement when it took him 15 votes to become speaker, right? And so that is a lot of power to give to the most extreme folks in your party. And I will say, even last week when we were talking to White House aides, they said Democrats were preparing to get possibly have to force 100 votes on House Democrats to get on board with this. So they are already prepared to give a lot of support. The Congresswoman was just talking about that exact same thing, that she knew that Kevin McCarthy is not going to be able to get this across the finish line with just Republicans. Everyone is aware of that. How far they're willing to take it to make it to be pains in his butt, that is what we have to see over the next few days as the vote gets closer. And it sounds like it's going to be around Thursday.
So, Daniel, Republicans calling this a win for smaller government. Here's how the chair of the Progressive Caucus responded. Take a listen.
It is all because Republicans said that they wanted to cut the deficit. And let's be clear that what they got from this was not that. They may have gotten other things. I'm not happy with some of the things I'm hearing about, but they are not cutting the deficit and they are not cutting spending.
So, Daniel, understanding that we do not have the text of this legislation, that we three nerds, as soon as we have it, will read the entire thing. But given the broad contours of what we know, what is the GOP really getting out of this deal?
I mean, they're getting, besides the fact that the country won't default, some reductions in the dreaded funding increase of about $80 million to the IRS, which has been a big objection among rank-and-file Republicans and House Republican leadership for a while now. They've also gotten somewhat minor cuts to areas of government spending that they've been pushing for a while. But overall, this is something that I'm hearing from both conservative Republicans and liberal Democrats is not satisfying. The general sense I've gotten across the political spectrum, though, is that there probably won't be enough support to do something really big to change this deal in the coming days. There's not really a strong sense of optimism among the more rancorous sides of either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party that any sort of wing like the House Freedom Caucus or any big block of progressives could make a big dent and change this deal at this point. And frankly, that's what the president and Speaker McCarthy, although he's probably loath to admit it, want to see in the next few days.